Hello, I'm taking on a challenge to beat every playable Nintendo published title. Welcome to the next episode. The next game is Game & Watch Fire. Yep, you heard that right, more Game & Watch. They sure released a lot of these, huh? Don't worry, we'll finally get a break from Game & Watch in the next episode. This one was released in the same month as Vermin, in July of 1980. There's a couple of different Smash Bros. References in this one. The first half of Mr. Game & Watch's Up Special shows the fireman bouncing the player into the air, and the default form of the stages Flat Zone 2 and Flat Zone X features the burning building found in this game. As usual, I started with Game Mode A. In this one, people are escaping a burning building, and you are playing as two firemen trying to rescue them. Instead of just catching them, you have to bounce them towards the ambulance. Something tells me this is not the safest way to do this. The controls of this one are similar to Ball. You move either left or right, and you have to time your placements with the location of the people falling as you bounce them towards the ambulance. The biggest difference here is rather than a few balls going back and forth, you bounce an endless amount of people from left to right. You can't count on always hitting them in the same order either, since the height they reach gets shorter with each bounce. You gain a point for each person you safely bring to the ambulance, and if you miss, they die and fly off as an angel. Rest in peace. After 3 misses, you get a game over and the game ends. This one starts off extremely slow, and I think the pacing would have been better if you gained a point for each bounce instead of a trip to the ambulance. Things start getting a little more interesting as you get further along and they start throwing more people at once, but this happens far too late, and things get simpler again after each increment of 100 points. On my first attempt, I made it to 330 points, which took around 28 minutes. Compare that with the 380 I got in 6 minutes with Vermin, and you get the idea of just how much slower paced this one is. After this, I switched to Game Mode B. This one honestly wasn't all that different. When I first started it, I thought I might have even selected the wrong game mode, it was so similar. I think they made it get harder quicker, but it still started off really slow, so it was hard to tell. Something must have been different though, since I lost lives a lot quicker. I had already lost 2 lives by 73 points, so I was getting a little worried I wouldn't make it to 100 points. Thankfully, I was able to pull through and ended Game Mode B with 122 points. With that, I had reached my target of 100 on each mode, and the game was complete. On to the review. This one honestly feels like a step back from Vermin. There are moments when things get hectic that it is more engaging, but too much of the time is spent slowly bouncing a single person from one side to the other. It's a decent little time waster, but I became bored of it quickly, and I gave it a 5 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to see more of these in the future, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss out on the next one. Also leave a like if you enjoyed it, since it'll help the channel grow and motivate me to continue the series. I hope I'll see you in the next step of my quest to beat every Nintendo game.